What if I told you a Netflix documentary became so controversial that a father actually lost his job because of it? Not because he committed a crime, but because millions of viewers were disturbed by what they saw on screen. This is the shocking story behind Netflix's new documentary, The Crash. The tragic case of Mackenzie Shirilla and the backlash that exploded across the internet after the documentary was released. A teenage girl, a 100-mile-per-hour crash, 2 dead teenagers, and now a family at the center of nationwide controversy. But here's the biggest question. Was this really an accident or something far darker? On July 31st, 2022, in Strongsville, Ohio, 17-year-old Mackenzie Shirilla was driving with her boyfriend Dominic Russo and their friend Davion Flanagan. According to investigators, Mackenzie accelerated her car to nearly 100 miles per hour before slamming into a brick building. Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan were killed instantly. Mackenzie survived. At first, authorities believed it was simply a tragic accident, but later, investigators started suspecting something horrifying. Prosecutors argued the crash was intentional, and in 2023, Mackenzie Shirilla was convicted of murder and aggravated vehicular homicide. She was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 15 years. The media eventually gave her a chilling nickname, Hull on Wheels. Years later, Netflix released a documentary called The Crash, bringing the case back into the spotlight. The documentary featured interviews with Mackenzie herself, her parents, prosecutors, and the victims' families. But instead of calming public debate, the documentary created even more outrage. Viewers online immediately started criticizing Mackenzie's parents, especially her father, Steve Shirilla. Why? Because many people felt the parents appeared to excuse or defend Mackenzie's behavior instead of fully accepting responsibility. Some moments in the documentary went viral on social media, especially comments about teenage drug use and discipline. One of the most talked about moments came when Steve Shirilla discussed his daughter's marijuana use. Many viewers felt he downplayed serious warning signs in Mackenzie's behavior. The backlash became massive online. Reddit discussions exploded with criticism, with some users accusing the parents of enabling destructive behavior for years. Others argued the documentary itself may have edited the parents unfairly to create drama and controversy. And then things escalated even further. After the documentary's release, Steve Shirilla was placed on administrative leave from his teaching position at Mary, Queen of Peace School in Cleveland. According to reports, the school informed parents that a teacher had shown poor judgment and launched an internal investigation. Steve later said he was upset with Netflix's editing and claimed important parts of his comments were left out. He also continued to maintain his daughter's innocence. The internet reaction was absolutely brutal. Thousands of people flooded social media with criticism after watching the documentary. Some viewers believed Mackenzie showed little genuine remorse. Others focused on the parenting shown throughout the film. 1. Reddit post that went viral described the parents as the type who always defend their child no matter what happens. Another viewer claimed the documentary made the case even more disturbing because of how casually dangerous driving behavior was shown. But not everyone agreed. Some people argued the public backlash had gone too far. A parent from Steve Shirilla's school defended him publicly, saying the school and students should not receive threats because of the actions of his daughter. And honestly, that raises a difficult question. At what point does public outrage become too much, even? Today, people remain divided over one major question. Was the crash truly intentional? Prosecutors believe Mackenzie deliberately drove into the wall after relationship problems with her boyfriend. Evidence presented in court included surveillance footage and driving behavior before the crash. But her family continues to argue there's more to the story. According to reports, her parents claim Mackenzie suffered from medical conditions that could have caused her to lose consciousness while driving. They also argue that key evidence was never fully considered during the trial. Still, the court convicted her of murder. And for many viewers, the documentary didn't change their minds. In fact, it may have strengthened public belief that the crash was intentional.